Time for an update on the LS mess I got here. My last video I got this thing started and ran well enough to actually move the car so it's not blocking the garage anymore. So that's some progress for sure. But since then I've done a few things. There's some parts missing off the engine. I started working on relocating the ignition coils so that the heater core can be hooked up. As you see right there, those things line up where the coil would be. So what I came up with for that was a bracket I'm making. I have two of them here. And this is for the passenger side. This is to clear the the oil fill. And the coils are going to mount on this. And those holes there. And it's going to shift them forward on the engine. So you're going to sit like that. Same goes for that plate. They're both the same size. And I'm going to paint this. It's just rough aluminum. And that is going to mount something like that, which should give me just enough room to get some right angle adapters in there and get that heater core hooked up. So I made one for the other side too, just so it looks symmetrical. There's no clearance issues on the driver's side, but I want them to look the same. I got one here. It should just clear that fuel line. I gotta test fit that yet. But just for looks, that side doesn't need it. What else? Got my LT1 radiator in here. This one has the oil cooler provision, which I'm not using, so I just left the plugs in there. So they're dual electric fans off of a Roadmaster non-tow pack, which are going to be wired in to the factory fuse box and controlled by the PCM. Cooler line's hooked up. And got the water pump on. That's going to be another small challenge, mating up that fitting down here to this one. They're two different sizes and it's a weird connection here. Found some flex hoses on Summit. I think I'm going to try some of those out. And the upper one, I don't have the hose handy right now, but I think with a little shortening, the original one off of the truck will fit. So, it's coming along. And onto the exhaust. I went and picked up these off of eBay. These came in today. They're shorty headers. And it looks like they're going to fit alright. I originally had 2010 Camaro manifolds, which didn't fit that well at all. So I went and picked up these used. These are off of a 98 or 99 Camaro. F-body, Firebird, whatever. This side fits alright. This is the problematic side. The flange there does hit my trans dipstick a little bit. That would have to have been modified or moved or something. The dipstick, not this. This side fits pretty good. This flange, the way it angles down, looks like one of the frame supports would have been in the way. But if you could see it, that thinner piece right there looks like it would have been in the way. It would probably have been notched. But it looks like these would fit pretty well. But in the meantime, waiting for these, I found these manifolds, or headers rather, on eBay. They're unfortunately Chinese, but they do seem pretty well built for Chinese stuff. They're stainless. Flange is pretty thick, which is nice. And they also came with gaskets, bolts, and they ran a little bit over $200 for the pair. But this seems to fit pretty good. I got a little, you can barely see it, but frame's not in the way. It comes close to the dipstick but doesn't touch it. This is nice. That side's good. This side, however, I'm going to have to do a little modding on. It fits fine for the most part. A little tight squeeze here. This ain't gonna break a spark plug. It's a challenge. Okay. So it'll sit something like that, except up a little. Now here's where my problem is. It has to go up a hair, but the shift linkage is in the way now. So I'm gonna have to take that off and mangle it or something. I have to bend it out. But with doing that, I think I'll be good. And it comes pretty close to the firewall, but I think it'll fit. It's hard to say, but you know. I have to mess with this. So I think these will work. Which would be nice. Nice headers. And beyond that, I can work on the accessory drive. Get the radiator plumbed up. I'm going to use an LT1 coolant bottle, get rid of this. Well, it's coming along, it's getting there. Until the next update.